which brings us to the Lakers. Their over-under is 44.5. Plus 950 for the division house. 11-1 for the conference, 25-1 for the title. Minus 120 for the play-in. Is there a tastier bet than that?
Well, I have a play-in candidate that I really like at plus odds. I don't want to lay juice. I don't really want to lay anything having to do with the Lakers.
Minus 245 for the playoffs. Russillo, we have 6 stars coming back this season that we have not watched really play basketball in a while. Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray, Zion Williamson, Dame Lillard, Ben Simmons.
Stars?
Well, guys who made all NBA teams. And Anthony Davis.
He needs some work to do before we put him back in the star group.
Okay. Former star, Ben Simmons. And Anthony Davis.
Tricked into believing he was a star.
The 6 reappearing stars, if you told me which of these 6 guys is going to kick ass this year, you have to pick one. There will be one. Which one would you pick? I think I would pick Davis, and I don't feel good about it.
Wow.
You wouldn't pick Jamal Murray? That just seems easier. He's younger.
That's funny. We all have different answers. I think it's going to be Zion.
We watched him Davis in that preseason, and it sucked me back in with like, he's got this new look. He grew his hair out. He had a beard going. He kind of looked like he was out at 1978. I was like,
could have had a giant
might be in on this. Because if you're Davis, this is it. Like, if it's in you anywhere, it's got to come out this season. There can't be any more excuses. So I think he's probably the safest bet. Murray, I just don't know. Murray's still like, I'm just starting to play full contact. That worried me a little bit.
Okay, I'm two-pronged on all Anthony Davis stuff.
I know.
Because I refuse to believe this is it. I refuse to believe it's over and he just stinks now and he can't shoot. Because the weirdest thing with last year wasn't just that he was hurt, because I think we're used to that with Anthony Davis. It was that, everything outside of the paint's a brick. Like some of these numbers.
He became the worst jump shooter other than Draymond probably in the league.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So I refuse to believe that the Anthony Davis that we had flirted with I think there were real top 5 conversations there about who he was. The bubble version that we saw was a terrific player. I wouldn't say he's the best long-term bet for one more season. If you're telling me I'm getting that back, like that makes me think long and hard about what I would do with this total. Last year, the number was like way up there. I think it was 52 and a half.
Too high. We laughed at
it. So it's funny. I'm fine with giving all of the Anthony Davis, which version of he will we get, the benefit of the doubt. I want him to be awesome. It's more fun to watch him play, watch the Lakers play when he's awesome. The Lakers are going to stink.
I agree.
They're going to stink.
Well, who do you think their third best player is, House? Off the top of your head.
LeBron.
No. Russillo, top of your head, who's their third best player?
I mean, can it be none in this setting?
It's an amazing question. Our candidates are Schroeder, Westbrook, Thomas Bryant, Nunn, Beverly, Austin Reeves, Toscano-Anderson, Lonnie Walker.
I like the Toscano-Anderson pickup, by the way.
This 3 through 15 is about as grim as it gets. Pelinka just got an extension. It's like, what are you extending?
It didn't seem like a super long extension.
It was like 1 year.
The thing is that 3 through whatever last year was worse than this 3.
Yeah, they upgraded.
Like, Pat Bev is going to be in your rotation. Nunn appears to be healthy and good to go. I think Reeves, another year. There's something that you'd at least expect. I feel like they didn't bring in any defined center to tell Anthony Davis, like when the season starts, like, shit, we forgot.
Oh, that's right. You don't like playing center.
We didn't even.
We tried to get a couple.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
So much time on this Westbrook deal that didn't happen.
Oh, my bad, guys. I'm going over, and here's why.
Wow. I did not expect this.
I think they have a deal with LeBron in place to spend those 2 draft picks on talent. And I don't think they like the deal yet. I think we are going to see unprecedented tank trades in December, January, and February. And you're going to have 8 or 9 suitors potentially for those 2 picks with the Westbrook contract. So I'm just factoring that in. Whatever their team is now, I think worst case scenario, it's Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario might even be better than that. So I'm factoring in 2 other players. You figure LeBron and Davis play 125 games combined. Can that get me to 45 and 37?
With 45 as the goal,
I'm going 45 wins?
I'm going over. And another reason I'm going over is because the West has more of those teams that will be tanking. And we'll see it. I mean, there's going to be enormous gambling
There's 4
opportunities.
tank teams.
Exactly. So
maybe
there's
5,
wins.
but we'll get to Portland.
So for any team that's incented to try and win games, that wants to try and get into playoff mode, is going to, in the West, is going to grab those extra wins. There's going to be extra wins for them. So
Russillo, you buy that theory that they have a deal with LeBron? We promise you we'll trade those picks this year? Because I think that's the only way he extends.
No, I think it's an awesome thing. Well, I think he extended because it didn't make any sense for him not to extend once you're in the over 38 thing. So just get the 2 years and worry about it later.
But it blocked off his trade ability this year, though. He can't get traded this season.
No, but I also, when I think about all the legacy shit with LeBron that those guys really keep track of, I wonder if they'll just like to say, hey, never asked out. Never asked out anywhere. Wait, you think I'm kidding? Like, I'm not even kidding.
Wait, I'm trying to think. You're right. Yeah, he just plays to the end of the contract.
Like all these other guys were asking out. Like, I never asked out. So I don't know if it's the most important thing. And truly, like, if they stink in 2 years and he has 1 year left, like, I don't know if he's just going to stick around and stink. And then, the other thing too is you can make the mistake in the moment of being like, I remember the other one with Kobe. Like, Kobe's just not going to take this. Like, he's going to demand they do this, this, and this. I'm like,
Kobe liked his life. He was pretty happy.
Yeah, it was like, the team isn't that good. And
I shoot 25 times a game, and I get to live in Newport Beach.
So from the transaction thing that you're bringing up, both of you guys, I completely agree. Because all summer, granted I did other things this summer than just think about the Pacers trade, but there were times where that night was just all about Pacers trades. And you go, this is a real struggle if you're Pelinka, because you go, the best version of this team is Westbrook watching it play, not being allowed. Like, you don't get a uniform. You know what I mean? Him playing is worse than him not playing. Like, just if you did let me take the piece out. So I'm like, how do you come back another season with LeBron and the AD injury stuff? Like, how do you come back another season with Westbrook, who will be a Hall of Famer? But honestly, I feel like it was a huge stat con that took people years to figure out. That's another topic. So I was kind of like, maybe you just have to do it. The more I think about it, unprotected first and 27 and 29 for fucking Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, that's insane. And you don't do it. You can't do it. So even though I had like an open mind of like, you have to do whatever you can do to get rid of Westbrook, you have no idea.
You do it if you think it makes you a finals team, which that trade did not make them a finals team.
No, and you're also like, how am I factoring LeBron to a 27 draft conversation? And as much as I like Anthony Davis and agree that this could be the year he reminds us, like, that's not a great bet, like 5 years from now, Anthony Davis, or 7 years from now. So once I started thinking of it that way, it doesn't make any sense. And back to your original point, I think that you just go, look, we don't like the offers. We're not giving you 2 unprotected first that far away.
I think that's what they did.
Players.
Yeah, you're not bullying us.
And something will present itself. Something will present itself, because that's what this league is all about. And we will be. And if it doesn't, then we can get really interesting this next offseason because of the cap space.
Not inconceivable the Blazers season goes badly. And we'll get to it when we do their over-under. But let's say it goes badly. Dame has more stomach issues. Chauncey Billups is a disaster. And by mid-December, Portland has a bad record. And they're like, oh, shit. Maybe we should go for Wembanyama. And the Lakers are like, cool, here's Westbrook, 27 and 29. Give us Jeremy Grant. Give us Josh Hart. And give us Nurkic. And we'll give you Westbrook, and you can have those 2 picks, and you can basically reboot. Or give us Gary Payton. Whatever you want. Give us 3 of your guys. I do feel like something like that's going to happen.
I don't know.
I'm factoring in Dame being hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that's I think they're keeping their options open for scenarios like that, where it's like, oh, didn't realize this team was going to be, and
it's
then all of a sudden
exactly why Philly and Daryl, the ongoing conversation we had all last season.
Yeah.
Daryl turned Ben Simmons into James Harden.
Yeah.
He just waited.
He just waited.
Because he was like, somebody's going to pop up. So I think it's smart.
And that's the thing, that person always pops up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that person always pops up. And if it's a person who has like a year left on the deal and they go, hey, I'm not fucking going anywhere, and that agent has some juice around the league because he's got multiple clients everywhere, it's like, don't trade for my guy. And then the whole thing gets worked out. That's why it makes way more sense to not use those picks in some deal to force Westbrook out, even though I think this team without Westbrook, I'd like him, I would say, over emphatically.
I would have sent him home.
Yeah, because I mean, look, Westbrook is
send him home, like John Wall
player.
style. Like, just go home, Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, he is. The only reason he became an NBA player is because he's stubborn.
Yeah.
And the reason nobody wants him on the team anymore is because he's stubborn.
You can't have him as a role guy. He's not a role player. He should be playing overseas.